Remember to fail in order to be successful because success comes from failure. Les Miserables, the endless pain. The writer Victor Hugo was explaining how painful his life was. He never experienced success or happiness. But today, his book, his Broadway show, Les Miserables, is a world famous Broadway, the legend. The idea to work and to experiment something will be creatively successful. Some things will succeed at the box office, and something will only, which is the biggest only, teach you the things that see the future, and that's probably as valuable as any of your successes. Harold H. Prince. Yes, that's true. Look at this inside. Oh gosh. Back to the future. Fabio, the Notebook, Hamilton, the Book of Mormon, Aladdin, Lion King, Harry Potter's, Old Mary, Yellow Race, The Wicked, The Great Gatsby. Oh my God, so many, so many. Inside the Museum of Broadway. Wow, so much creativity for the writers, artists. Can't believe this. Don't be scared of to be fail. Failure is the pillar of success. So, whoa.
Welcome to the Museum of Broadway. Today, Broadway is closely identified with Times Square. The New York Theater District wasn't always located in this neighborhood. The city's early theaters were primarily built downtown, where most people had settled, in what is known today as the Financial District and Chinatown. The city's first documented performance in 1732 was actually held in a simple room in an existing building, which eventually became known as the Playhouse. In the period between the American Revolution and the Civil War, the arts in America began to flourish, and Lower Manhattan became increasingly crowded. Throughout the final decades of the 1800s, lured by cheaper real estate uptown, the New York Theater District slowly began to move north along Broadway, passing through Union Square, Madison Square, and Herald Square, before finally settling down in what is now known as Times Square. Oscar Hammerstein I was instrumental in the theater district's move to Midtown, opening in 1895 the Olympia Theater at Broadway and 44th Street, just around the corner from where you're standing right now. Broadway became known as the Great White Way due to the brush art lamps lighting up the dirt road and electric white lights illuminating marquees. In the early 1900s, three brothers from Syracuse, Sam, Lee, and J.J. Schubert, would become Broadway's most prominent landlords, first leasing the Herald Square Theater and quickly building a massive organization operating multiple theaters. By the Roaring Twenties, there were more than 70 theaters in and around Times Square. But the roar was short-lived. The Great Depression, following the 1929 stock market crash, hit the theater industry hard, and many playhouses converted into movie houses. The end of World War II led to another boom period that many refer to as the Golden Age of Broadway. During this time, two of the largest current theater owners, Drew Jansen and Niederlander, came on the scene, first purchasing the St. James and Palace theaters as they began to expand their footprints. By the late 1960s, crime was on the rise, and the declining economic conditions caused many theaters to sit empty for months and years on end. The city desperately needed to reinvigorate Times Square, and one of its solutions was the Marriott Marquis. In order to make space for the new hotel, 5 Broadway theaters would have to be destroyed. Protests ensued, but to no avail. After the Great Theater Massacre of 1982, landmark laws were enacted to protect the remaining Broadway houses. In the mid 90s, Disney signed a 99-year lease on the long neglected New Amsterdam Theater on 42nd Street. The city cleaned up Times Square and it became vibrant and tourist friendly once again. Over the last 2 decades, Broadway's theaters have been constantly filled, and there's even a waiting list for incoming shows. In 2020, due to the COVID 19 pandemic, Broadway shut down for its longest period of time to date. After 18 months, Broadway reopened and the city's heartbeat began pulsing again. Broadway remains one of the top reasons people come to New York City. Thank you for visiting the Museum of Broadway.
A documentary about the Broadway shows. Due to the pandemic, the theaters was closed, but they reopened, and music lovers, Broadway lovers, New York is a place to be in for Broadway shows. Looks, the second stage, Roundabout, Neverlander, Manhattan Theater Club, Lincoln Center, Disney, Circle the Square, Ambassador Theater. Wow, interesting. Look at this history. Wow, the musicals. The Minstrel Show, Ocean Road. Wow, so many of them. Theater is a mirror, it's a sharp reflection of society. Is a mirror, a sharp reflection of a society. Theater brings the color, the history, heritage, culture of a society. That's Broadway. Empowers your ideas, empowers your creativity, empowers your pain, empowers your music, empower your paintings. That's the Broadway show. It speaks from your soul. It brings the true voice. That's a Broadway show. The true power of your true voice. When you speak from your soul, your true voice presents the culture, heritage, the humanity. It's so beautiful. Look at this. Oh my gosh. I have a beautiful music, a beautiful makeup. My favorite Broadway show. Wow. It's beautiful. Wow. Broadway is all about your creativity, your imagination can go beyond this world. The work that only can be understood with someone who can see things beyond